How does that differ from the way that you normally work? Because Patrick has a band called The Works, who are amazing, but certainly more. It's more kind of playing compositions project.
Yeah, well, I am a composer, and that's really what I do. But I love improvising, and I compose out of improvising as well. So with this, I sort of tried to compose it in a sense backwards from what was already there for some of the tracks. Some of the tracks, like this one, the first one on the album, is exactly as we did it. Nothing's been changed from what Roy, Steve and I played. Mark Lockhart has been added over the top, and he had never heard the music before. Didn't let him hear it. I just set him up here to record and said he wasn't allowed to hear a note. And so he just played, and I did kind of take some stuff out of what he'd done afterwards, because he just played from the beginning to the end pretty much. So there's a few gaps where he'd actually done stuff that you weren't here. So I've been able to kind of create a composition out of material that was completely improvised, and give it more of a sense of the shape that you were talking about, and hopefully, vitally, keep it interesting, and not have too much sort of waffle, which you obviously get when we play gigs. We don't know what we're going to do, we just play, and we're kind of floundering about, but till we find something sometimes.
Searching, I think.
Yeah. Just searching. Well, searching. Certainly for me, there's a feeling of it music going on a journey in that situation. Is that kind of how it feels for you? That actually that discovery process is part of what makes it exciting in a live setting?
Definitely, I think discovery and searching is what I find really interesting. And then maybe there'll be a bit where you'll search for something and we'll settle on it, and then we'll want to kind of move on from that, because you don't want to stay on something for too long for some reason. I don't know why that is, but well, maybe we will. Maybe we'll find something that's so great we just want to stay on it for a while.
Do you find? I certainly found we played at Greenbelt Festival over August Bank Holiday weekend, and it was one of those gigs where I got to the end and thought, well, that felt good. I wonder how it actually sounded. Yeah. And then the audience's reaction to it, which was kind of pretty much unanimously positive, is one of those things that says, oh, we actually kind of connected on a level that I wasn't really aware of at the time. That because we're doing that searching, we're not always aware of what's happening with the synergy of the three of us. Did you feel that at that point? Is that kind of, because I was certainly, you commented after the gig that you always enjoy the gigs more afterwards, when you think back and go, oh, that was actually a lot better than it felt.
Well, I only enjoy it afterwards if people have liked it, which is always a bit of a surprise to me, because you know, we don't know what we're doing. Normally, as a musician, you play stuff, you go on stage and you present something to people, and we don't know what we're going to do, and it's really odd, and I find it really hard to beforehand. And so when I'm doing it, I just don't know whether it's any good or not, or whether people like it. And so it's always nice if people actually have liked it, then it was worthwhile. If they didn't like it, then it wasn't, I think.
Yeah. And so far, I don't think we've had a gig that was where the audience has been less than kind of enthusiastic about it.